Okay, welcome to Choose Your Own Path. Today I'm going to try something different. I have someone that's wanting a tabletop done and they're asking about cracks and stuff like that. So what I did here was, this is my rotating board. It swivels. I just cut a bunch of designs into it and I just want to show them. I sanded it and everything. I didn't stain it because it has the natural wood stain to it. So I'm going to show them the process of what I'm going to do, as in epoxy and then adding color to it. So what I have is my 2-part epoxy here, and it's been stirred for a couple minutes. So what I do is basically just drop it on full. Okay. Get that on there. And I used to use a brush. Now, I saw some videos where a guy was using an 8mm trowel, which would work pretty well. I don't have one. I didn't purchase one yet, but I will be getting one. So what I did was I substituted for my own kind of idea. I took one second. I took my own trowel, and if you can see, I cut in little grooves. So what I want to do here is move all the epoxy around so it fits in all the gaps without touching the edges. What will happen is the epoxy, the trowels will leave little marks, but we'll fix that in a minute. And what this is doing is it's getting into all the cracks and the crevices that I want to be filled. And with the trowel, it will actually even out the surface. It should. Okay. Now, actually, this is the first time I do this, so bear with me. Okay. I want to make sure it's all the edges. I put tape around it so that it doesn't leak over the edge too much. Of course, we're going to try to get the edges as much as we can. But what we want to do is get at least a even flow on it. Now, when you do this, you always end up putting either too much. You don't want to put too little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in the bottle. I only have a limited amount of time to use this epoxy because it will harden. It will harden very fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my bottle back and I'm just going to slowly scrape it back into the bucket. Now, if you're going to do this, the best thing to do is to have another project on hand to use right away, which I do. I still have another piece that I could use the rest of this epoxy on. Unfortunately, if I'm not quick enough, it won't work. So I did make a little bit much more than I should have, but I wanted to make sure that I had plenty in here to go all the way around. And what this is doing is it's setting into all the little cracks and crevices that I have built in there. So I'm just going to basically run it like a scraper on all edges here. So I'll start from one end, bring it down, and then put it back into the bucket if I can catch everything. Now this is a very messy project. Using the epoxy, you have to have in a warm area, preferably 72 degrees would be what you're looking for. Now, I'm not going to worry about the marks or the bubbles at all, because we're still going to do something else with this. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly rub the edges. Now what that's going to do is just cover and not leave big sticky marks, like big marks all over the bottom. You'll have some drippage. I call it drippage on it. That's fine. The paper, or the tape in fact, will stick to the bottom, which is fine also. So as we're doing this, we're going to also put the rest of it on this guy here, which is my other project that I have. Like I said, we might as well use it. Get as much as I can off of here. Again, you only have limited time to work with epoxy, so you have to be very fast. This is the Michaels epoxy that I'm using. Now, there is way better stuff out there, I'm sure of it, and one day I'll get a hold of it. But for now, this is what we're going to use. And again, the same thing. I'm just going to go around and try to even it out. I know that this hasn't set. It is set. I shouldn't say it hasn't set. What it is it didn't fill up all the cracks. So I'll let this dry, and I will end up putting another coat of epoxy on it just to even it out. Around here. Another important thing is light. If you don't have proper lighting, you don't see what's going on. This is what happens. There was a couple of mistakes, couple of gaps in here that I did not like. I didn't have the proper lighting when I was at my friend's place, so that didn't help. Okay, so we're just gonna leave that like that, there like that. Okay, so all right, we'll put that down. Now, what I'd like to do is grab one of these brushes and then just sort of just chop it together. It sort of evens it out, randomly evens it out. Because what happened was when I poured, I know that I didn't put enough in every little corner. Should have used a bigger brush, but I didn't. That's okay. And this also affects it, as it will mix it for me a bit better, which is a good thing. Can't do it all because I didn't put, like I said, I did not put enough epoxy on this board to have it complete, but at least I know that some areas are going to be filled a lot easier. The next pour that we'll put on here will end up getting a lot more attention to it itself. Okay, so now what I like to do here next is take my glove off, and only because I have to use it on this side. Ready for it. Okay, so I'm going to use Okay, so we'll burn the house down. Just gonna get the bubbles out again. Just for this little touch of it that I'm doing. Not a big deal. It's just a very fast motion. What this will do is it'll allow it to move. I don't want to over focus on this piece here because it's not our main piece. This one is. Okay, I need some gloves again. Okay, I really wanted to get this done before the epoxy sets. What we're using is some pigment paint. I've got some white. So all I'm gonna do is put that wherever I want. Like that. We'll come back to that after. This one is, I think it's either a blue or a green. We'll see when it comes out. And we'll just do whatever. Swirl it around. Okay. And then we have two more, I think. This might be a lighter blue or some sort of blue. Touch that in there a bit. That. And last color, I'm pretty sure this was a green. They all look pretty much the same colors, but they're not. Definitely not. They all have different colors to it. Okay, let's just do that. Now what we want to do now is take our pencil or stick what we have. Just want to do whatever we have to with it. I'm just going to mix it up. Around a bit. Get some colors in everywhere. Now you can see the greens coming out really clear. White in there. Now the example I was showing that I wanted to show on this video was the fact that there was a whole bunch of bumps in here, or not bumps, sorry, the pieces that I carved. We're gonna go with some on the sides here. We don't everywhere. See what we can get on there. Just muck it up, kind of thing. Maybe we'll just bring it out and let it kind of fall on it. And what the epoxy is going to do is it's going to allow it to not have those little bumps there anymore. Maybe we might even see them. Probably not. Okay, so what we did was that. Now what we want to do is the same procedure as we did over there. We are just going to approach it. And all we're going to do with this because we're using a pigment, it will be flames, obviously. So just to move around the paint and the epoxy. And then try not to show too much wood left. What we're going to do is just muck around here a bit. Just like that. Now you can see how all the colors swirled together and how it's kind of blending in all the way around. I'm just trying to do is get a little bit of color around it here. And then, oops, don't move too much of it. And then that's it. That's pretty much, you know, you go with a crazy design, put a little bit of color to it. Try to get some of the colors broken up a bit, I guess. What we can do is smear it around. So, do whatever you want when you're doing this kind of stuff, because the colors will just, they'll just come out really neat at the end. Okay, now I just gotta drop the rest back, because this is a sponge brush. It'll basically come off it just by touching it. Okay, and then just take a look at it, and we're pretty good. The only thing we're going to do again is the last time is we're going to touch it with the blowtorch. We're going to let it sit, and then we're going to come again in a little bit and then blowtorch it again. I blowtorch it about 2-3 times just to get the air out. Now what we can do with this after is, if we're not happy with it being level, is we'll sand it. By sanding it, what's going to happen is we'll bring it down to normal, because the last coat we're going to do is going to be a clear coat. It's going to be a flush coat. Okay, so that's the procedure that we're doing. Is we put some epoxy on it. All the markings that were in there are gone. I just wanted to show that cracks, anything in there can be taken away. The color is what we're looking for on the board. You could go just normal. If we didn't put color in, we would have just put the clear epoxy on it, and then what would happen is the clear epoxy would have just leveled itself off, went into the cracks, and you'd still see the cracks, but they would be a flat, smooth surface. So right now, there is some bumpiness to it, I can tell, but like I said, the next thing I'll do is sand it, have a quick sand on it, 2 grits, probably like 180 to 200, and then a clear coat on it, and it'll be nice and level. All right, thanks for watching.